On Thai PBS World Tonight, hundreds of officials were evacuated from the government complex this morning after reports of shaking. 18 people confirmed dead following the earthquake in Myanmar affecting several areas across Thailand. And Thailand's condo market following tremors in Bangkok. Swadika and good evening and welcome to Thai PBS World Tonight. I'm Nat Bunnak.
I'm Frank Kanshi.
I will begin the program with the coverage on the aftermath of the earthquake in Myanmar, the tremors of which reached Bangkok and several other provinces across Thailand. We continue the coverage with this story where hundreds of officials were evacuated from the government complex this morning in Bangkok. Hundreds of officials were evacuated from the government complex on Dang Watana Road this morning after reports of shaking possibly originating from the floor that houses the Central Bankruptcy Court. People in the building were alerted after hearing cracking sounds at about 10 a.m. this morning. The building then was closed pending inspection by engineers. The court's website stated that following the strong earthquake in Myanmar that was felt in Bangkok last Friday, cracks were found in its office. Therefore, for safety reasons, the court has ordered the postponement of all trials until further notice. Evacuations this morning took place at the government complex, the criminal court in Rashida area, Royal Thai Armed Forces headquarters, Chulalongkorn Hospital, and also many other head offices of many of the government agencies, and one of them being the Revenue Department as well. And so far, the Revenue Department has announced that their employees will have to work from home for the next 2 months. And following the evacuations, Prime Minister Pathongthai Shinawatra posted on her Facebook today dismissing rumors that Bangkok was hit by another earthquake or tremors this morning, stating that the quake in Myanmar did not send any tremors to Thailand. She made the remarks following the widespread reports that the quake had affected Bangkok, leading to evacuations at several locations, including courthouses and government office buildings. She said that the public should stay calm and rely on reports from government authorities, not just online sources. Bangkok Governor Thattat Sittipan has also urged the public to stay calm and exercise discretion following reports of evacuations at multiple locations due to misunderstandings this morning. Meanwhile, the Meteorological Department has issued a statement confirming that there was no earthquake in Thailand this morning, but a small quake occurred in Myanmar, but no tremors were felt in Thailand. There was also an unseen moment in Parliament today as the senators were given safety helmets in cases of emergency following the tremors last Friday. And according to the Vice President of the Senate, engineers have inspected the buildings and found that they were not affected by the quake. So many people are still in shock and in fear following the tremors in Bangkok. Like we have reported before that the earthquake or tremors is something that is very rare in Thailand.
That's just a nightmare for residents in Bangkok because as people, this is just unprecedented in the event in terms of tremor or earthquake, we call it. But this time, residents in Bangkok, no matter is local residents or foreign tourists that come to Thailand, might be the first time in their lives
exactly
to experience tremor or earthquake. And I understand that maybe just one crack, a sound, a noise or voice in the building will make people run out for their lives.
Yes, people were in panic because last Friday I was still at Thai PBS when the tremors were actually in Bangkok, and we were very surprised that there was like an earthquake. At first, we didn't know that the earthquake was in Myanmar, but just feeling the tremors has really scared many people because some people thought that they were just being dizzy or they didn't have enough food. But then when they all realized that there was an earthquake, we all had to rush downstairs for our safety. And it was not until then when we realized that the epicenter of the earthquake was in Mandalay of Myanmar. And no one thought that the tremors would be felt here in Bangkok as well. So imagine those living in high-rise condominiums. That would be even more traumatizing.
With the abundance of experience of tremors or earthquake in Taiwan. So I'm from Taiwan, so I understand that that tremor really moving things around. But this time, actually, I was in Gesong-Amaring in the downtown building, and I didn't expect that coming because I didn't really link earthquake and Thailand, and we put the names together. But this time, although it's a tremor, a shock wave from, as what you said, from the central part of Myanmar, but that is really frightening.
Yes, and it was completely unexpected. And I'm pretty sure that for many Thai people, especially in Bangkok, this is the first time in their lives, like you said. And now onto the latest updates following the earthquake in Myanmar that shook Thailand, where we have also seen rescue efforts trying to locate and retrieve the missing workers who were under the rubble of the collapsed building in Chatuchak area. And according to the Erawan Medical Emergency Center today, 18 people are confirmed dead and 33 injured following the earthquake in Myanmar on Friday, tremors of which reached Bangkok. But if you only look at the site of the collapsed State Audit Office building in Chatuchak area, which is apparently the worst affected, 12 construction workers are confirmed dead, while 9 workers sustained injuries, and most of them are still in hospital. At the same time, 75 workers are unaccounted for. According to the Public Disaster Prevention and Mitigation Department, 2 buildings in Bangkok have been declared unsafe and all the occupants have been evacuated after structural engineers mobilized by the Bangkok Metropolitan Administration inspected 155 buildings, including high-rise buildings in Bangkok. While Bangkok is heavily affected by the earthquake in Myanmar, there are also other provinces affected as well, including Chiang Mai, Chiang Rai, Lampang, Mae Hong Son, Ayutthaya, Pathum Thani, Nonthaburi, Samut Prakan, Samut Sakhon, and Chainat as well. And there's just some of the provinces that have been affected. The tremors felt in Thailand have been classified as level 3 public disaster, warranting a national response, with the setting up of a national public disaster prevention and mitigation command led by Interior Minister Anutin Charnvirakul. And during the past weekend, Prime Minister Pathongthai Shinawatra expressed disappointment over delays in the early warning system about the earthquake. She then demanded explanations from the 2 agencies responsible for the system, namely the National Broadcasting and Telecommunications Commission, or the NBTC, and the Department of Public Disaster Prevention and Mitigation. And she told those at the meeting that the earthquake occurred at 1:20 p.m. on Friday, and the first thing they should have done was to inform the public about what had just happened. And Prime Minister Pathongthai seemed to be very unhappy with the results because there were no SMS alerts about the earthquake, and many people did not even receive them, while some said that the SMSs did not come in until like 6 p.m.
or 7 p.m. So actually, I think she looked very furious, and this is the right reason there, because actually, for example, taking Taiwan for example, because sometimes we have the earthquake or tremor experiencing in Taiwan, but normally if you have a registered mobile number in Taiwan, you got the message just maybe 2 or 5 seconds before that earthquake happened. It seems like very, very short timing for you, but actually that 5 second might just help you, might just save your life. You have that 5 second, maybe you can just go down to one very slightly table or furniture, or you can just run out from the exit corridor there. So that's very important.
Exactly.
That's very short, but very important.
Exactly, and many people have said that they knew about the earthquake not through the SMS alerts, not through the news, but on Facebook. Like, people were actually posting status updates that there is an earthquake in Bangkok, and there were no details at that time yet where the epicenter of the earthquake was. And it was not until like 10 minutes later when we found out that the epicenter was in Myanmar, and it was heavy, it was harsh enough that the tremors were felt in Bangkok, the first time in Bangkok as well.
And of course, I understand right now Prime Minister Pathongthai Shinawatra wants to revise the system as soon as possible, because the aftershocks might come in the future too. So this system has to be fixed very fast. And now, all eyes still on the collapsed building at Chatuchak district. But now we have a lot of efforts and help from international communities such as US, Israel, and China have joined the efforts. Disaster experts from the USAID who specialize in rescue operations in confined spaces and indoor environments have been deployed to assist in the rescue operations at the collapsed building in Zaduza area following the Myanmar earthquake that shook Thailand. Apart from the US, 22 personnel from Israel also joined the rescue efforts, bringing advanced sign-of-life detection equipment, while China has sent experts with specialized cameras to locate those trapped under the rubble. Meanwhile, the foreign minister of Malaysia and China will undertake a joint humanitarian trip to Myanmar this week to assess the earthquake situation. In a joint statement issued after their special emergency meeting following the earthquake in Myanmar and Thailand, the ASEAN foreign ministers announced that Malaysian Foreign Minister Mohamad Hassan and his Thai counterpart Marit Sangyeampong will visit Myanmar on April 5th. Furthermore, they reaffirmed their commitment to working closely to coordinate humanitarian assistance, support and facilitate relief operations, and ensure a timely and effective humanitarian response with the assistance of the ASEAN Coordinating Center for Humanitarian Assistance on Disaster Management. To ensure an effective and timely response to the disaster impact, the ASEAN foreign ministers also decided to grant Myanmar's request to activate the role of the Secretary General as the ASEAN Humanitarian Assistance Corridor. The joint statement reaffirmed the importance of a safe and conducive environment in Myanmar to ensure the delivery of life-saving humanitarian assistance. The ministers also encouraged all Myanmar stakeholders to prioritize humanitarian assistance and facilitate relief efforts. So, of course, at site, I have been there during weekends and actually just in the afternoon, and I saw a lot of international humanitarian groups there support, no matter it's food, water, or other necessary equipment there. We got a lot from international community, and of course, we also have to put focus in Myanmar too, because the sceneries on social media are very shocking.
Yes, with more than thousands of people who have died from the earthquake and more people displaced, we can see the humanitarian response from the international community. And it's really interesting how the ASEAN foreign ministers have decided to grant Myanmar's request to activate the role of the Secretary General as the ASEAN Humanitarian Assistance Coordinator. So this is a very vital role in this time of crisis as well. So it's one positive side of moments of crisis is that we see people coming together to help those in need.
Yeah, the light, silver lining in dark times.
Exactly. And recently, the Prime Minister has ordered a probe into the collapsed building in Zaduza area to determine the exact cause. But the construction of the building is now under public criticism as the project came from a joint venture with a Chinese construction company where its office was revealed to be located in a shop house. And so people were skeptical as to how come this construction company located in a shop house is involved with the construction project, which is worth over 2 billion baht. And recently, Zaduza district officials have filed a police complaint after 4 employees of the Chinese construction firm responsible for constructing the state audit office building that collapsed last Friday entered the restricted site, apparently without permission. The 4 Chinese nationals, were captured in viral videos and photographs carrying a number of files from the site, which had been declared a disaster zone after the 30-story building collapsed following an earthquake in Myanmar, which sent tremors through Bangkok and other parts of Thailand. The Deputy Metropolitan Police Commissioner said the BMA has declared the area around the collapsed high-rise building a disaster zone so that no one is allowed to enter without permission. Upon receiving complaints about their alleged unauthorized entry, police visited the area, located the 4 employees, and invited them for questioning. One of them claimed to be the director responsible for applying for construction licenses, adding that the man has a valid passport, visa, and work permit from a subcontractor of the Italian Thai development company. They also admitted entering the site to retrieve the documents. Police found them in possession of 32 documents containing details about the contractors and engineering works. The documents were seized for inspection before the employees were released. They had told the police that they needed the documents to file an insurance claim. He said that Bangkok Governor Chatat Sittipan has been informed and will check whether the Chinese employees had obtained permission to enter the site. And the State Audit Office is coming under heavy criticism on social media over the awarding of the contract for the construction of its new head office, which collapsed following the earthquake, to a Chinese construction company in joint venture with Italian Thai Development. One netizen urged the National Anti-Corruption Commission and the Budget Bureau to investigate all aspects of the construction project, starting with the committee which approved the design of the building, the median price of the project of over 2.1 billion baht, and the acceptance of the construction materials. The netizen also said that the State Audit Office, whose main duty is to audit spending by other state agencies, should also be subject to investigation, as it was the only high-rise building under construction in the capital, which collapsed as a result of the tremors last Friday. So this building is now famous for all the wrong reasons, not only for the collapse last Friday, but also the project itself and what's happening behind it.
Yeah, and the first point actually really caught people's eyeball is that why those Chinese nationals, they have to get into that collapse site at the very first day after, of course, Bangkok Governor Chacha already said that that is disaster zone. So no one can get in except rescue teams. So actually, of course, according to local media here, so many videos depict that those Chinese nationals, they carried all those files and documents secretly from that site and put it on a truck. Of course, right now, they are all get into the detention center, I believe, and authorities, police departments right now are under investigation about this case, but everything is just so dubious.
And suspicious as well.
Yes, yes. And of course, during this time, we have to talk about this too, about condos, because of course this tremor from a central part of Myanmar hit Thailand, and many high-rise condominiums have sustained damage. How about your condo, Ned?
A lot of cracks, but it was not super severe compared to other condominiums that we've seen in the news. But you see some of the hairline cracks and some of the deep, not super deep cracks as well. But then the condo official said that it wasn't too dangerous at this time. But then they have sent people to inspect the condos already.
Yeah, likewise, my condo is right now at a good condition. But many of us, I mean residents in Bangkok, they see their condo as unsafe for accommodation. In an effort to reassure condominium residents and owners following the recent earthquake, the Thai Condominium Association has given assurances that all residential buildings constructed since 2007 were designed to withstand seismic activity. The association's president stated that while some condominium buildings have suffered cracks in walls and detached tiles or ceilings boards, these are regarded as minor cosmetic issues and do not indicate structural damage. Meanwhile, the scale of unsold properties remains a major concern for Thailand's real estate sector. At the end of last year, there were around 230,000 unsold housing and condominiums units with an estimated value of over 1.45 trillion baht. Of these, 9,700,000 were condominiums, the majority priced at under 10 million baht per unit. The Director of Research and Communications at Colliers International Thailand has described the recent earthquake as the most severe ever recorded in the country. He warns that the event presents a significant challenge for Bangkok's property market in 2025, where the value of unsold condominiums already stands nearly at 460 billion baht. In response, some developers have begun to scale back investment in new condominiums projects due to the surplus of unsold units. Confidence in Thailand's real estate market is now increasingly fragile. Experts predict that sales will slow in the first half of the year as buyers remain wary of structural integrity in high-rise development. The ability of these buildings to withstand future seismic events is now under close scrutiny amid growing concerns that such tremors could compromise both structural stability and internal systems. So, of course, Bangkok Governor Chacha Sittipan and the BMA already said that at least 6 condominiums in Bangkok right now are not safe for living at this moment.
Right, and since the tremors were felt on Friday, many people had to seek refuge in people's homes instead because many people felt that high-rise condominiums are not safe anymore. And imagine, what if that condominium collapsed?
And you can imagine, of course, the BMA already opened 3 public parks. For those people who cannot go back to their condominiums or accommodation, they can stay there. But of course, people want to go back because they, use spend a lot of money, millions baht, to buy those condos.
Yes, but just imagine the damage in their condominium units. That is so traumatizing for many people. But regardless, we would also like to offer our deepest condolences to the families who have been affected by the earthquake this time as well. And that wraps up tonight's edition of Thai PBS World Tonight. Join us every Monday and Tuesday at 6 p.m. on Thai PBS World's Facebook and YouTube Live. And don't forget to follow us on social media and our website, ThaiPBSWorld.com, for all the latest stories regarding this issue and also the other stories related to Thailand as well. Thanks for watching. I will see you tomorrow. สวัสดีค่ะ